And we are live once again from Whitman Winter Baltimore Expo. And we are joined, perfect. We are joined by the CEO of
Executive Currency,
Ms. Bianca Bart. Bianca, welcome to the Coin Show.
Thank you
This
so
is our
much.
first time having you on.
Bianca's one of my favorite people at the Coin Show circuit because she is always so freaking happy. You really are.
We need that.
It's fun. How could you not love playing with coins and paper money?
You know, that's what we're always saying.
It's
So
just
that's the thing.
so much fun. There's good people, good products. Oh yeah, I can have a good time out here.
You're not wrong.
We have been accused of being over enthusiastic at times. So you fit right in.
Not
It's
for
perfect.
me. I want you to know I've never made that claim. I
Yes,
love what you guys
yes.
do.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Yes.
You are one half of Executive Currency with your father.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that and that whole story with how the heck you ended up getting into the family business.
Yeah, so I have always been interested in it. I've been fortunate enough to really be on the bourse floor since I was in diapers. So I'm kind of what I like to call a diaper dealer. There's not too many of us hanging out around here that have really they're able to go back and tell those stories of, coloring under the table while mom and dad are trying to conduct business. And then as I got a little bit older, I went, wow, this is a lot of fun. And I think I saw all of the exciting parts, right? You see the travel and you're going, wow, this looks like so much fun. I can't wait to do this. And I was incredibly eager. I have a brother that's 3 years older than me, and everybody kind of thought, well, it's a male-dominated industry. Of course he's going to be the next in line. And he went, thank you so much. It's not for me. And I was that eager little sister kind of tugging on dad's shirt going, hey, when am I going to get offered that internship opportunity, right?
God.
And he's like, well, you got to learn your multiplication tables first, kid, So, so really was into it from early on, and then was fortunate enough to connect with some great mentors, take on some internship opportunities once I got a little bit older, and was able to really kind of partner the business with my dad and bring us into a new era. I mean, he's had the business for almost 50 years. And he's done incredible things. But the reality is that, as we all know, the hobby is changing. And so the accessibility of the hobby is changing. And for me, that was really become one of my big passions, is to say, how can we make it for everyone? How can we bring this hobby truly around the world to people of different walks of life? Because as we all know, it's fun.
It
right?
is.
We want to have fun.
Yeah.
So it's been a great journey. So went to Michigan State because for my dad, college was a non-negotiable. And so he said, it's really important. Like you said, it all looks really fun, the travel, the excitement, but trust me, kid, there's a lot more under the surface than just that.
Yeah.
So,
And it still hasn't taken away the smile.
no, fortunately not. Listen, anybody that's worked with their parents knows there can be some days where, the head's butt. I'm not going to pretend that doesn't happen. But fortunately, we do have that advantage of having, him who has the experience behind him and me being obviously a generation behind, trying to say, let's do things a little more innovative. How can we change it, but
Bring
still
in new
keep
ideas.
it exactly right.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of fun to partner with him.
So it makes you feel good. I like that. I really do. Well, in that same vein, you came bearing gifts today with us, and
Yes.
that is the brand new professional series book, Paper Money Heirs, that you guys and
There you go.
it's funny. You and your father are credited here on the cover. Tell us about the process of that this book took coming into creation.
Yeah, so the first 4 editions were written by my dad, by himself. And so it was a soul journey for him. And then fortunately by the 5th edition, which was long overdue, as we know, there were certainly some hurdles and hiccups, not to mention a pandemic that just changed everything along the course of the way. Right? Just minor details. So those are the things that we said, holy smokes, this is needed. As I started to get more involved, obviously more experience, more knowledge, when it was time for that 5th edition to come out, he had approached me and said, hey, you know this stuff. Let's really kind of put you on. Let's put you on the cover. I want your help. I want your ideas. And ultimately, I want your experience, because as the reality is that as my dad has gotten older and has decided to kind of take on some different roles, our exposure to the currency has changed. I do a heck of a lot more shows now than he does. So there's probably more things coming through my hands. So again, to have kind of both parts of that, of the history, the experience, and now this is what's happening today. So I think we were both valuable assets in there, but on a personal note, it was incredible. I talked about the headbutting a little bit, but there is nothing like really taking on a passion project with a parent. I mean, my dad loves it. He obviously lit that fire in me. So for him and I to go back and just nerd out over paper money errors.
And the thing is for him, it's got to be really satisfying to see, hey, that's my kid. You know, it's like there's just a pride that you can't beat with that. So currency is really interesting. And I started working on currency in the shop that I work in. Mm-hmm. And the thing that so you deal a lot in errors. And my question is, how do you really come up with the value of something when you can't be sure how many of them there are?
Sure.
You can't be sure how important this error is, or even how it's going to be received.
Yeah. So great question. First thing is any collectible, we know there's always some common denominators, right? Rarity, you touched on. How many are out there? How many are known? Condition, of course, that comes into the factor as well. But the other thing that's really important to note is when we think about the way that our money is made, we know that it's printed on sheets. So a lot of times we don't have these one-off examples. It's very difficult for things to truly be the only one known. That's just not the way our money is produced. So when we think about that, and I would say kind of the easy answer is, first and foremost, you have to have a true grasp on the production process. And if you know how the money is made, that will allow you to say, this can happen inside the BEP, cannot. Or holy smokes, there's no way that happened there. Somebody else is having a little bit of fun in their basement or garage.
I have preached that for years with error coins.
Yes.
If you know the process which something is made, you can tell, and like common deduction methods say, yes, this could have happened there, or no, this is definitely not possible.
That's not possible.
Exactly. So I would say that's step one. Anybody that's interested in errors, take the time to really, really educate yourself on the process. Mistakes happen all the time. There's dealers selling bad errors, not even intentionally, but they didn't take the time to educate themselves, right? It is a subsection of the market, and it really does require some specialized attention. So that's the first thing. Now, in terms of how the heck do you put a value on these things? Truthfully, a lot of it does come down to our exposure being one of, the big error dealers in the industry. And I don't mean for this to come off as jaded, but the reality is I handle thousands of errors every single year. So for me to get there and say, wow, and it happened here yesterday.
Wow.
So on the show or on the floor yesterday, a dealer walked up and said, here's this. And I went, wow. And when I get to say wow over an error, I am excited. I am going to keep this one a secret only because I know this note's going to auction, but I can tell you, if you're curious, there is a discovery error that I have never seen, and I'll take it one step further.
Pops?
My dad has never seen it either.
Wow.
Okay, so how about this? Since we can't find out about it now, maybe a follow-up later?
I would love that.
There
Yes, I would be more than happy.
Promise
I
us
promise
that, we're
once
good.
it comes out, and I don't want to steal his thunder because it deserves all the attention and the eyes it's going to get. But once it's out there, nobody's going to be a bigger proponent of this note than I am.
And we will help you herald it from the hills.
I love that. Thank you.
Awesome. So now we've talked about your coming up in the industry. We've talked about you and your father's dynamic, which sounds amazing, by the way. We talked about the book and the process of that. Where do you obviously are of that younger generation. Where do you see maybe technology coming into play, helping you down the line further in the future? I mean, is there something that you guys use that you want to talk about maybe that people may not be aware of, the general collector base?
Yeah, so I don't know if it's necessarily an innovative concept, but it's something that I'm a huge advocate for. And I know there's a lot of naysayers in the room and even bigger picture in the industry, and that's the internet. A lot of folks are saying, it doesn't belong, I don't want it. That's not the way that I've done it for 20, 30, 40, 70 years, right? I wasn't looking at you on purpose, even if it felt like that. I don't know if anybody else caught that look there, but no, but and that's the kind of the ongoing battle. And I would say is it worth having this argument? No, but it's absolutely worthy of a conversation, because the reality is we know that the internet, we talked about the accessibility of the hobby. We know that it is bringing people in in ways that the reality is folks can't always make it to the coin shows.
One of the things that I always talk about, or I always think about when we do our show, is we have a guy who watches our show. His name's Taffy. And
Yes.
where's Taffy from?
He's Wales.
He's from Wales. And he somehow just comes up to our show that is about mostly U.S. coins and finds us from
At
the
1
middle of
o'clock in the
Wales.
morning.
At 1 o'clock in the
At
morning.
1 o'clock in the morning,
watches
for him, he
stuff.
watches our show.
And it's just, that gives me the, almost like the, I'm not
You
quite
never
sure
know
the
who's on
word.
the other end of this.
Right. And you never know exactly how far it goes in one direction or the
Yes.
other.
See, I see it as being a huge innovation. And I think that innovation going forward is what drives industries. So now our industry is going through somewhat of a revolution because of the internet, because of the prolific, use of social media and all that kind of stuff. So you have to kind of figure out how you can take advantage of that. What ways does your business take advantage of?
Yeah. So especially, the innovative, and I think you're absolutely right. Innovations drive industry. And so when we take I'm going to kind of really lean into executive currency, take us back to more than a decade ago. And if you think about who was online doing live sales streaming on social medias 10 years ago in this industry, I think I can say with confidence that I was the only person.
I was going to say nobody.
It was not new to the internet. It was not new to the world of e-commerce, but it was entirely new to our industry. And so to be able to take that, and it originally started with Facebook live sales.
I remember.
That's how it started, right? Back in 2013, 2014. And then was able to connect with some folks that have some prominent Facebook groups. And they said, hey, come on here. Let's do it here. And the reality is anytime there's an innovative idea and you're willing to think a little bit outside the box, somebody else does it. And they do it a little bit bigger and a little bit better. And that idea grows. And I love that, because where we were at, 11 years ago, it was me sitting at my office with one webcam going, please buy this piece of paper money. It's really great. And it was almost like, you look back on it now and it's almost like a hostage video, right? I was just like, I'm being held hostage for this porthole. Somebody
Actually,
buy
that's
it.
a concept. You might try that.
Dad's not going to feed me unless I sell this note. Can I please have your purchase, please?
Yeah, so we got to put some personality in it, and it's fun. And you can see the way that it's really taken effect into our hobby. I mean, eBay Live, whatnot, TikTok Live.
A lot of personality. A lot of personality.
I hate to say, and I hate to put this out there in such force, but it's the wave of the future. It's coming, and unfortunately, like it or not, it's the way things are going to be sold.
Because it's coming.
Yeah, I mean, and it seems, because when I first started selling coins, I was 16 years old, and I remember selling coins on places like Yahoo Groups.
News groups.
Yeah,
there you go.
And way back then we had chat rooms we would sell coins in and do stuff like that, auctions that way. And that was like 1998, 97, 99.
Yeah, so way ahead of the time.
And it was just that was how we kind of tried to innovate. And now it's fun to watch the innovations kind of keep rolling onto the new, as the new technology works out. I mean, broadband internet, of course, is a big one that helps us bring stuff. Even like now, we're streaming live to the internet because of broadband.
And the cameras that are on your phone now are movie cameras, for lack of it. I mean, the content that you can create with just a simple iPhone and a voice is amazing.
It's great, but then there's also, I want to be really transparent about, there's a dangerous side of it as well, because I used to say that to be a dealer, to be truly a dealer in this industry, it meant something. Right? You really had to earn that title to say, I'm a dealer, and you were proud to bear that title. And I still am. And I don't want to discredit that. But I think it's so important now to note that all it takes to truly be a dealer is a social media account. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have a lot of knowledge behind you or even the right ethics behind you. So although the internet,
especially the ethics,
is what I like to call the coin show that never ends. Because that's the reality. You want to wake up at 2 a.m. and see what's going on eBay. I promise you'll find new listings
24/7.
So it's out there and it's great. And I love it. And as much as I will always and forever advocate for it, I think it's important too that we acknowledge that there is a space and there is a place for these on-site conventions where you do have the opportunity to connect with folks that are truly experts in their field.
Exactly right. There's nothing like coming to a big coin show. I made a video yesterday about some of the stuff that you can see on the floor of these shows in person that you have no other way to see whatsoever.
Exactly.
You go to a stacks table or a heritage table and look at some of the upcoming highlights from some of their major sales. There's an $1804 laying over there that will be up for sale before too long.
Yeah, Kralovich was on TV this morning with the Harrison
Exactly.
Marchand bar, and an 1804 Class $3.
Exactly.
This is where you come to see the big stars and the big stuff. And you're right that being a dealer meant something. It meant you were an expert.
Sure.
It meant that you knew what you were doing, that you had studied it, and you were somebody who could answer questions. Now it's hard to tell the players without a scorebook.
Well,
Yes.
a wise man once told me that anybody can hang a sign. And what that means is you don't have to be an expert in anything. You can, as long as you play one on TV, basically.
Yeah.
Sometimes that is what you're going to run into. In
There
the
are people with
industry.
millions of views out there that are just spreading garbage. So
Exactly right. And in the world of AI, and we talk about that
Oh,
as
yeah.
well. And I think this is another important thing. We talk about innovations, the way that our industry is changing, right? For good and for maybe not so good as well. We have folks that are immediately able to use AI. I will tell you, dealing in the realm of US paper money, thank goodness everything's in English. But the reality is not every time that I buy a collection is everything in English. And so I don't speak different languages to be able to immediately pick it up. But thank God for AI to
translation
just quickly
features.
snap a photo, and now I have that
Yes.
information at my fingertips in seconds.
I was going to say,
And you don't have to find an expert, and you don't have to trust that what they say is right, because they're not always right.
or go to the library and try to find the right book and the right page. And
Well,
Mike and I were just talking that I have a pair of the Meta glasses,
Oh,
and
cool.
I can on my phone say, "Hey Meta, what am I looking at?" And it'll literally
translate it for
translate the language
Yes.
into my ears. It's amazing.
Whereas we tell the story about Leanna, and when she first started researching the Japanese coins that she doesn't speak Japanase, and there are no books written in English. So she just had to kind of look at it and try and piece things together and figure it out. That's
exactly.
how well are you willing to go for it, right?
Yep.
Well, that's awesome. I'm so glad that we were able to get a chance to talk. And I know you're a busy
Yes.
person. And
We
you have
really appreciate
many
you
things to
taking
do
the
today.
time.
Oh my goodness, I love being on with you
You
guys.
are honestly the most enthusiastic person I have ever met here. That's awesome.
I
You're
told
awesome.
you.
I like this.
I told you when I heard she was coming
I got a
over here
friend for
that,
life over here.
that
Oh,
she's-
absolutely.
She's on it. She's fireball. Again, thank you so much. And here in a little bit, we're gonna sit down.
Before
with
you do
Bart.
that,
Yes.
the book is
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
United States Paper Money Errors, 5th edition, a comprehensive catalog and price guide by Dr. Frederick J. Bart and Bianca Bart.
Whitman.com is where you can pick it up. And if you guys are wondering, guess what? We have a special coupon code, The Coin Show, all one word at Whitman.
You get a discount.
I think it's
I think it's
20%.
20%.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a heck
Yeah.
of a discount.
Which is a better discount than Amazon most of the time.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the Coin Show. What was the promo code again?
It's all just one
All
word,
one
The
word,
Coin
The
Show.
Coin
The
Show.
Coin Show.
Yep.
Fantastic. This way I can spread the good news
That's
as well.
right.
There you
Who
go.
doesn't like a discount?
You know, right? I have many apps on my phone that I use to get the coupon
Exactly.
codes all the time.
Yes, he
So,
does.
again,
Awesome.
thank you so much. And I look forward to talking to your dad and hearing his side of this situation. So we'll
You
do
tell you
that
what a
here in a
pretty
little
little
bit.
kid you were.
I know.
I gotta tell you.
You're going to hear the real cold, hard truth,
Oh,
right?
no.
But thank you so much.
Oh my
Thank you.
goodness,
We'd love
my
to have you
pleasure.
back.
Thank you. I would love it anytime, especially when that error comes out.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be able
We
to
will
talk
have you
about
back.
that a little bit
Okay.
more.
I
I
love
have to
it.
make
That
sure
sounds
Pops
like-
doesn't reveal any secrets before it comes
Yeah,
out
yeah.
now.
Brief him. Brief him.
Yeah, we get the exclusive.
Okay. Well, then we'll see you guys in a little bit.
Yeah, I
That'll
guess
be
we'll
here in
see
a
you
little
with-
while.
with Dad.
And we'll see you guys in a